Well, I'm not sure where it goes, but it goes somewhere, right?
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Bikepacking Dad's YouTube channel. I'm sorry it's been a while, life has been very, very busy. For those who have been here a while, you will notice I'm in new surroundings. The room is a little bit bigger, it's not quite been decorated yet, and it's a little bit echoey, so I apologise for that early doors. To all the new subscribers, I hope you've enjoyed the videos you've seen so far. Feel free, show some love in the comments, click the like button, things like that, get in touch. But I am pretty excited because over the last couple of months or so, I've been speaking to the people at Restrap, in particular a gentleman named John. So John, if you ever get around to watching this, thanks for all the emails and thanks for all the bags. The 3 bags I'm going to be reviewing, they have come to me for free, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be biased on the reviews. I'll be completely honest with you. If I love them and they're great, I'll tell you I love them and they're great. If there's something I don't like about them, I'll let you know, okay? Over the next week and a half or so, we're going to do 3 different videos, and we're going to start up front with the 14-litre handlebar pack. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, well, here it is. This is the 14-litre handlebar pack from Restrap. And I know what you're thinking. Jack, that doesn't look like much of a bag. And you'd be right. You'd be absolutely right. Because this is the holster for the bag. So completely different to my current Ortlieb bag, which is only 9 litres in capacity, by the way, and is, you know, it's a complete bag. You look at it and you go, that's a bag. This is the holster for the bag, okay? So this is the bit that's going to attach to my handlebars. This is the bit that I'm then going to slot the dry bag into, basically. So I'm going to put this on the bike, I'm going to get my dry bag, fill it up with my sleeping bag, because that's the usual stuff I would put in there. So like some sleeping clothes, sleeping bag, things like that, the light stuff on the front so it doesn't affect the bike's handling too much. And then I will get the dry bag and I will slot it inside, and it will hopefully sit something like that. First impressions, everything about this part feels, yeah, it's premium, it's lovely, it's a nice product, the finishing's really good. If I bring it up here, you get a look at the Restrap logo. We've got the bungee cords on the front for you to easily attach things should you be using a map and things like that, the kind of old school style, or you stop at the shop and pick up some food and you want easy access, because nobody likes hunting around for jelly babies. Right, I'm gonna come just a little bit closer, okay? And I'm gonna zoom in and show you the kind of spring-loaded buckles on the top that you pull tight to get it nice and snug on your handlebars. I'm going to show you these. These are just bog standard clips here, but if you listen up, yeah, that is quite a satisfying and quite a strong, yeah, it's quite a strong sounding clip, which is nice. Without further ado, let's show you the close one first of all. I'm sorry you have to see my my face in close-up 4K, everybody. These buckles here, they're spring-loaded, okay? So when I pull them up and let them go, they just go back, and it's really pretty tight. And with regards to how much grip it's got on the actual fabric, you know, the bit that you're pulling through. I don't know if I hold that there and I take a second to zoom in and show you, you will see we've got 3 layers of lovely, relatively strong triangular teeth there that are going to dig into the strap. Strap, that's the word I was looking for. So that's really quite a nice feel, and they look really well made and quite sturdy. The clicks here, yeah, like we were saying, really strong. You just unclick those and it opens right up, and that's all it is. It really doesn't weigh too much. We'll get into the specifics on weight and price and things a bit later on, but initial impressions are, it's pretty simple. I'm hoping it's going to go on the bike pretty well. So let's show you the dry bag first, and then we'll get it on the bike and fill it up with the sleeping bag. It's a dry bag. I'm not going to go on for ages and ages about it, because if you're on this channel and you're watching a video like this, the chances are you have seen a few of these, okay? But first impressions of a dry bag, and I don't want to go to town on it, but it's not super thin. It's quite a thick dry bag, which is nice, and the plastic strip that helps you get the rolls on nice and tight is firm but flexible enough for you to get that nice and snug and keep everything waterproof. So it's open at both ends. I'm going to put a couple of rolls in this end right here, back on itself, and click it up. And now I'm going to fill it with my sleeping bag. Okay, sleeping bag is in. Wasn't hard to get in, 14-litre capacity dry bag. I know how tight this sleeping bag could get in my my 9-litre Ortlieb bag, and I've definitely got more room left over and could squash this down more. But I'm going to let the sleeping bag fill the whole bag up so we can keep the nice shape to the bag and see what it looks like when it goes onto the bike. So let's get the couple of rolls on this end to even it up. Bring it round. Beautiful. And that's what we've got. So that is going to slide inside the holster. First things first, let's get the holster on the bike and then we will attach this. Okay everybody, be warned, I have not attached this before, so I will do it as quickly as possible and probably speed it up. Hopefully I won't make a mess of it, because looking at it, it looks like it should be pretty easy, which I like. Oh, I will just say here, I have left my Wahoo computer on and I've left my torch on, because that's the kind of stuff that I would be running if I was going bikepacking anyway. And I don't really want to have to take it off all the time, so hopefully this is going to fit around it, because that would be, yeah, that would be some solid design. Save going to strictly bike every time, right? It was pretty easy. There's only, 4 things to really attach. I've got the 2 at the top, and then I've got the 2 straps at the back that thread underneath the top of your fork and back up, and it just goes through a fairly simple ladder strap to pull it tight, which should stop any rotation forwards and backwards. So let's get the dry bag in. This is pretty easy, and it looks pretty smart. So I think first thing I'm going to do is I am going to loosen or let plenty of the front strap out to make it nice and wide, and then it'll give me something to kind of cinch and tighten up once the bag's in. I think that would make more sense. Plenty loose. Let's get this. Are you going to slot straight in there first time for me? Because that would be very nice. I think it is, you know. A little pull. Make sure it's nice and central. Get the straps to the centre. Let's have a little look. Don't worry, I will bring you closer to this so you can see everything afterwards. I'm sure you'll agree, this is quite a nice looking thing, and it's, although it's quite wide, don't get me wrong, I've got flared handlebars, which are definitely a bonus. You could probably make it work, you could probably just not put quite as much in it and get away with a normal set of handlebars, to be fair, but if you've got a flared like handlebar setup for the gravel bike, you're going to have no problems with the size of this. And I'm lucky enough to have Di2 on this bike, but even if these levers needed to be pushed in, like, there is a significant gap there, so if that lever there needed to be pushed in towards the wheel this way to change gear and things, I'd have no issue. So yeah, nice. Let's look at the bag, okay? Here's the harness. It went on no problem at all. We've got a couple of foam patches either side here to keep it off the handlebars. We've got these lovely spring-loaded buckles here, look. Just snaps back, and then you just pull down on this nice and tight on both sides to pull it tight to the handlebars, which is nice and simple. And then we've got the clips here and the straps. These just clip off, and the handlebar bag is just going to drop out. This little feature here, this is just a little Velcro bit. Let me just undo it if I can do it with one hand, okay? Just a little bit of Velcro, and then the strap comes out, okay? Once you've pulled it tight enough, roll it back up and put the Velcro over, and it ends up looking like this again. Just a really simple but clever little feature to stop stuff flapping around or having to tuck it into like something else further down. So yeah, nice and simple. Let's go around the back though, because the only other feature here, we have these ladder straps here, okay? And they basically, you take the whole strap out. I'll see if I can do it with one hand. I bet you I can't. Can we? Let me wiggle. Yeah, okay, here we go, right? So the whole strap comes out like this. So this is how it will be when you get it. You basically get the strap, you put it underneath the fork at the front of your bike, okay? Pull it through. And now trying to do this with one hand, here we go. It goes back through the top of the ladder strap, back through the bottom. I'm sure you're all going, Jack, I know how to use a ladder strap, mate, but you get the idea. I can't do it with one hand, but put it back through, and then you just pull it tight. And that just stops any rotation of the bag forwards and backwards as you're riding. There's one on either side, really simple, does the job really, really well. Are they gonna get dirty underneath? Of course they are. They're gonna get absolutely muddy and caked depending on where you're riding, but it should be noted, you can see I'm running mud guards, and that mud guard is not getting in the way or restricting anything when it comes to fitting this, so another little bonus really. But it's pretty simple. It looks great, it sits well. Yeah, really, really impressed with it so far. So Restrap, well done. Cracking bit of kit.
obviously proof's in the pudding. I've got a trip coming up and I'll be taking the bags, so we'll see how it goes.
Right, now we've had a closer look at it. I'm on my bikepacking trip. I've been cycling all day. I'm knackered. I get to camp. Let's get the bag out because it's cold. Now I want to get into my sleeping bag. Okay, so it should be nice and simple. In my head, I'm going to unclick this. Right. That is a doddle. Okay, so you turn up in bad weather. You're cold. You're tired. You don't want to mess around. Pulling it out and having to stuff it back in. Go and take the whole bag off. Jump in your tent. Everything's there. I'm really impressed with this bit of kit so far. I know the proof's in the pudding, I said it earlier, but I can't see me having too many problems with this. I can sit in my tent and stuff this full, I can then get out, this can stay on the bike and never go anywhere, and then I can just put it back on and ride away into the sunrise, probably sunrise, don't know why I'd be riding into the sunset, but yeah, just a really nice bit of kit, 40 litre capacity. One thing I'm thinking though, this is a dry bag. If I was to fall, drop it, things like that, could I tear it? Potentially, but it's not a lot to get a spare one of these and have it live in the bottom of a bag somewhere. What does a dry bag weigh? 30, 40 grams? So I'd probably pick up a spare one of these should anything happen. One thing I didn't mention when it was on is the distance you would need between obviously the bag and the bike. This is a size 58 frame, so it's a medium to large frame. I guess on a really small frame you would maybe need to just check the clearance between your tyre and the bottom of the bag just to make sure that it wasn't rubbing and things like that. But from having looked at it, and if I just go back and I'll put a little bit in the bottom corner, hopefully you can see how far it's sitting off the tyre. I think unless this is absolutely rammed and you've not fitted it very tight at the top, this shouldn't be going anywhere near your tyre. But for peace of mind, if I was going on a trip for a few days, I would carry an extra dry bag should I rip this, but like I said, it's quite a premium quality feeling dry bag. It feels quite strong. I don't think I'm going to have any issues. Things we've covered so far. The bag itself, what is it? It's a two-part system. It's a holster and a dry bag. We have looked at the clips and the buckles and the straps and where they all go and things like that. You've seen me attach it to the bike and we've had a good zoom in on how it all works. We've seen how easy it is to get the bag in and get the bag out. I mean, the bonus of being able to just take two clips off, take this into your tent, and then in the morning sit in your tent, pack it up and click it onto your bag it's brilliant. You're not reaching in. If it was a full bag system like the bag I'm currently using, you've either got to take the whole thing off or you've attached it to the bike, you've got to hold your bike and get your arm in there and pull stuff out, and then in the morning if it's on the bike and you're trying to stuff things in there pretty tight, I mean it's really, really hard work, and especially in the bad weather. But this system here, really, really impressive, really, really simple. But what's it going to set you back if you look to buy one? Well, £99.99 for the 14 litre one. And I think that is a very reasonable price for how good quality everything about this looks, whether it's the holster, the nice dry bag, the ease of fitting, the quality of the buckles. There's bags out there that don't do it this well and definitely cost more money. The weight is just under 400 grams. I would probably buy another dry bag from Restrap, the 14 litre capacity one, and have it live in the bottom of a bag somewhere so that if I did fall or drop the bag or something silly, I've got a spare one. Yeah, it's going to weigh what, 30-40 grams, and for that little bit of peace of mind, if it was a multi-day trip, I'm just carrying a spare dry bag. Initial impressions are great. I know I've got to get it out there on the road, but that will come, and along with that, once I've done a few trips, there will definitely be a 3-bag versus 3-bag comparison between my Restrap bags and my Alt Lead bags, because they are very, very different in what they do, very different in design, and I think, well, they're very different in price, but we'll get to that when that video comes around. Thanks for tuning in. On video 2, we will look at the frame pack, because I'm going to work my way this way when I do my reviews. I hope that this has been insightful. If you've got any questions or you need me to show you anything in a bit more detail, pop a comment down below. Please hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. It helps more than you'll ever know. But for now, I'm going to clear off. Thanks very much. See you later.